Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So I'm gonna be talking a little bit through this video because, well, why not? So this one is an imvu DP, so it's an edit, and with this DP I was kind of working a little bit differently because recently I've been working with a lot of just do things in one layer and whatever, so that's what I was trying with this one as well. And I like to give the background a sort of a texture even if I don't use any kind of brushes like that with the face, at least not right away. With the background, as I'm working with it, I like to morph the background around it. If it's all linked together in one layer, obviously, I would keep working with the background as I'm working with the painting because everything has to be kind of incorporated into each other. I was looking at some references, so I had some references to see how his face, how a scowl or a snarl would look. There was a lot of certain details that I wanted to capture, but it was like I didn't want it to look overly realistic, but that's exactly what it was becoming, super realistic, and that's why I feel like that was why I wasn't liking it, was because it was looking a little too realistic for what it's supposed to be, which is pretty simplified, I guess, but it's also not supposed to be simplified because I don't know. Because I was struggling so much to work on his scowl expression, I actually ended up making different copies, which I think is a good thing to do when you're painting, especially if you're painting with one layer. It's good to duplicate your layer whenever you want to make a big change, because it kind of helps you to be able to look back to see what changes you're making and if the changes you're making are better or worse and how well they're working with the painting. So that's what I did several times, is I just duplicated the layer whenever I wanted to try something new. I feel like this was where I was pretty satisfied with it and I was willing to stick with this and work with it, because I kind of figured that, you're not doing so good with this intense expression, so let's just soften it up a little bit. If you're struggling with it, then you can't just not do it. So obviously I was struggling with this expression, so I just decided to make it something easier for myself. So call me a quitter, but I quit. And he low-key had really luscious eyelashes. I don't know, I just really like people to have very pretty eyes. They're just nicely defined, beautifully spaced lashes, nice irises. And again, with the sparklies, I love adding the details to add like skin texture. Don't forget to flip your canvas around. It's good to flip it around because you get a new perspective and to see how things really look. So yeah. One thing I hate about imvu like avatars is how big they make the heads, and it's not really just the head, it's just the hair. They don't really put the hair on the head, they put it on top of the head. You know, like there's a lot of error in between the hairstyle and their head. I don't know, it's just not it's really annoying, and it makes it really confusing when you're working on it in a DP, especially for artists who are a little bit more newer with learning how to paint, so they don't really know that the proportions of the head, so they just kind of keep that big upper part of the head there, and they kind of look like an alien. I almost forgot to do it too because I kind of just forgot about it, but then I was like, wait a minute, his head is gigantic, but it's literally all just hair. He looks so much better with curlier hair. That straight flat hair was just not doing it for me. I just need him to have some dimension, some swooshy swooshes, you know, look a little bit like, I don't know, Troye Sivan or something. Was that his name? As you see here, like I'm going really in depth with the detail on the hair, like drawing out each individual strand. I remember that, like, you know, like you don't really need to do that. When you're painting hair, you don't have to emphasize every individual part. You just really want to emphasize the grand gestures of the hair. The big swoops, anything that's going off of the norm, you want to emphasize those. And then obviously to add detail, you would add some individual small strands here and there, and like highlights, you would add strands. But when it comes to actually just drawing and painting hair, it's not always necessary to paint and define every individual hair on the head, because it's just like, you know, takes a lot of time. But I like doing it a lot of the times. I like to really point out the small hair follicles. That's just me. So if it's in your style, then obviously it doesn't matter, but I'm just saying, like, when it comes to painting hair, you don't have to do that. Oh, and also like the horn, like I really love the horn. I don't know why I gave it like a random protruding vein, but I just really wanted him to like really be that type mad. Like he's really upset to the point that the bone coming out of his head is angry as well. Oh, also, I recently downloaded Clip Studio Paint because my brother uses it and he really loves it, and he has like a certain kind of style that I don't really have, but I want to see how my style works on Clip Studio Paint because he likes it and I want to know how it works. And also, I downloaded Krita recently. I mean, I actually downloaded it on my PC as well, but I never really got to play with it as much on my PC. I think I only used it once, so I have it here now, and if you guys are interested, I could do live streams and just play with it, and you guys can see me trying out my painting and trying to draw on it. So if you're interested, I could definitely do live streams for that. I'm not really sure which live streams are best for it. I mean, I'm thinking of just doing it on YouTube because that's where most of you guys are. So if you're interested in that, then I'll definitely look into trying out these two programs with you guys. I'm losing my voice now, apparently. I just realized it now, so I'm gonna start going and the video is definitely over. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll definitely see you guys in my next video. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and follow me on Instagram and on Tumblr. I'm definitely on those two things occasionally. So yeah, I'm gonna go and keep watching South Park. Okay.